There is a specific kind of cold that does not come from the weather, but from the calendar. It settles in the marrow of your bones not when the snow falls, but when the year begins to run out of days. It is a heaviness, a quiet accumulation of all the words we did not say and all the goodbyes we refused to utter. Most people try to run from this feeling. They fill the silence with lights, with music, with noise. But in the deep forgotten valleys where the frost creates patterns that look like written language, there is a legend about a different way to face the end. They speak of an object that exists only for this specific moment, a small, heavy thing that feels like ice against the palm. They speak of the key that can only be turned in December. And they say that if you try to use it before the first true snow has buried the world, it will not open a door. It will break your heart. Imagine a house that sits at the very edge of the world's memory. It is not a large house, but it feels immense because it is filled with the silence of 1,000 winters. It is built from timber so dark it looks like petrified shadow, and its roof is thatched with silver grass that sings when the north wind blows. Inside this house, there is a hallway that seems to stretch longer than the architecture should allow. The floorboards are polished by the socks of ghosts, and the air smells of dried apples, old books, and wood smoke. At the end of this hallway, there is no window, no mirror, and no painting. There is only a door. It is made of iron, black, and pitted with rust that looks like constellations. There is no handle. There is only a keyhole, shaped intricately like the skeleton of a snowflake. And hanging on a hook by the entrance, waiting in the dust and the dim light, is the key. It is not a golden key, for gold is too arrogant for the humble work of winter. It is made of bone, perhaps from a stag that walked these woods when the mountains were young, or perhaps carved from the tooth of a winter storm itself. It is white, smooth, and terrifyingly cold. During the spring, the key is warm to the touch, almost feverish, vibrating with a restless energy that warns you to stay away. During the summer, it becomes heavy, so heavy that no human hand can lift it from its hook. In autumn, it begins to sing, a low, mournful hum that makes the glass in the windows tremble. But in December, specifically when the 12th month has fully claimed the land, the key becomes light. It becomes silent. It waits. The keeper of this house is not a person you would notice in a crowd. He is old, but his age is not measured in wrinkles, but in the depth of his stillness. He wears thick wool, smelling of lanolin and rain. He spends his year dusting the hallway, listening to the hum of the key, and waiting. He knows the rules. He knows that the door at the end of the hall is not a physical barrier. It is a dam. Behind that iron door lies the reservoir of the year. Every laugh you forgot, every tear you swallowed, every moment of grief you pushed aside because you were too busy to feel it, it all flows here. The river of unspent time. If the door were opened in July, the flood of memories would drown the present. The weight of the past would crush the flowers of the summer. The world needs the barrier. Until it doesn't. The ritual begins on the longest night of the year, the solstice. The world outside is held in a blue suspension. The snow is piled high against the walls, muffling the earth so completely that you can hear the beating of your own heart like a drum. The keeper walks down the hallway. He takes the key from its hook. It feels right in his hand now, fitting into his grip like a missing piece of his own soul. He walks to the iron door. The cold radiating from the metal is intense. It burns the skin, a purification by ice. He inserts the key. There is no click, no mechanical grinding. Instead, there is a sound like a deep intake of breath, a gasp of relief from the universe itself. He turns the key. The door swings open, but there is no room behind it. There is no treasure. There is only a wind that does not blow outward, but flows through him. And in that wind, the memories of the year are released. This is the magic of the key. It does not give you something new. It allows you to finish what is old. You see the faces of those you lost, not with the sharp pain of fresh grief, but with the soft, blurred edges of acceptance. You hear the echoes of your own failures, but they do not sound like accusations anymore. They sound like lessons. You feel the joys you didn't have time to celebrate, and finally, in this quiet dark, you smile for them. The key unlocks the ability to let go. The legend says that sometimes people find their way to this house in their dreams. They arrive carrying the heavy burdens of a difficult year, the regrets, the what-ifs, the unfinished sentences. They stand before the iron door, shivering, clutching their coats tight. The keeper hands them the bone-white key. He nods, and they have to do the work. They have to turn it. It is terrifying to open the door to your own past. We are afraid that the sadness will consume us. We are afraid that if we look back, we will turn to pillars of salt. But the December key offers a different promise. It promises that the past is not a monster. It is just a season. And like all seasons, it must pass to make room for the next. When the door is open, the house fills with a golden light, not from a lamp, but from the released energy of time. The shadows dance on the walls, enacting plays of the months gone by. The spring rain, the summer heat, the autumn leaves, they all swirl together in a final, beautiful waltz before fading into the rafters. The heavy feeling in your chest, the one you carried since January, begins to dissolve. It turns into mist. It turns into peace. The door stays open for exactly 1 hour, just long enough to make peace with who you were, just long enough to forgive yourself for the things you did not do. And then, as the clock strikes the beginning of the new cycle, the wind shifts. The air becomes crisp and clean, smelling of nothing but potential. The door begins to close on its own. It does not slam. It shuts with the gentle finality of a book cover being lowered. The keeper retrieves the key. It is heavy again. The magic is dormant. The cycle has reset. The year is dead. Long live the year. We live in a world that demands we are always on. We are told to carry our memories lightly, to move on quickly, to never stop producing. But nature knows better. The trees know they must drop their leaves to survive the winter. The bears know they must sleep. And the key reminds us that we too need a time to close the chapters. We cannot carry everything with us forever. Some doors are meant to be locked, and some are meant to be opened only when we are strong enough to face what is behind them. So, as the days grow shorter and the air turns sharp, do not be afraid of the sadness that might creep in. Do not fear the nostalgia that pulls at your sleeve. It is simply the key beginning to hum. It is the signal that the time to release is coming. When December arrives, find your own quiet moment. Find your own silence. Close your eyes and imagine the bone-white key in your hand. Feel the cold. Feel the weight. And then, bravely, gently, turn it. Let the year wash over you. Let the tears come if they must. Let the laughter echo. And then, let it all go. For the door must be closed before the spring can come again. The snow covers everything not to kill it, but to let it rest. And you, too, deserve to rest. The key is in your hand. The door is waiting. And the winter is kind to those who listen.